A brief synopsis of Mongolia and what it's like to do business there. Here we'll go over some of the customs, the cultures, and some of the ongoings in Mongolia. Mongolia has a population of about the size of Utah, which is about 3 million people. The size of the country is about 600,000 square miles. This makes Mongolia one of the least dense areas with about 5 people per square mile. The size of the country is about the same size as California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona combined. Mongolia is landlocked in between China and Russia. Much of its culture comes from China with its food and Russia with a lot of its drinks. Mongolia is known for milking everything. They milk horses, cows, sheep, yak, goats, and reindeer. The interesting thing about this is most of the people there are lactose intolerant. They'll take the milk and they'll pull the lactose out by making alcoholic drinks out of it or cheeses out of it. Mongolia's population history was united by Genghis Khan back in the 1300th century. Genghis Khan conquered all the land around there, including most of Russia, most of China, and the Middle East. It was one of the largest nations ever to exist. Mongolians are mostly made up of a group called the Kayaka. They make up about 85% of all the Mongolians. Their language there is Mongolian. Their religion is mostly Buddhism. It used to be Shamanism and later changed to Buddhism after the fall of the communists. Their economy is mostly mining. They mine copper, gold, tin, and titanium. At one point, their main economy was herds, and it's later changed to natural resources, such as mining. Mongolia's foreign relations, reviving the economy, and restoring investors' trust is the top priority of the current government. A drop off in foreign direct investments, sizable budget defects, and mounting debt has failed to invigorate the economy. Mongolia depends on other nations, such as China, for the majority of its export trade. Mongolia receives about 60% of its supplies from China and 90% of its supplies of energy from Russia. Mongolia's culture is a nomadic culture, a heritage and a lifestyle that is outside of the cities. This style of living is very similar to traditions centuries ago. Nomadic families will live in rural areas of the country in traditional gers. Their infrastructure is very similar to that of the United States. Their communication infrastructure is built quite well to allow businesses to communicate back and forth between the country of Mongolia and the home country that the company comes from. They currently have 4 cell companies that provide cellular service. A common practice in Mongolia is to give small gifts to each other after a deal has been made. It is customary to bring a small gift of either food or something of the like when a business arrangement has been made. Potential issues there in Mongolia are that there's a perception of corruption in the government. About 80% of businesses report that they saw or had been part of some kind of corruption. This has had a negative effect on their economy. Mongolian parliament changed the criminal code by adding a revision on July 1st of 2017, introducing legislation that makes it illegal for people of power to abuse that power they've been given. Overall, Mongolia is a very inviting place for investors. The country is capitalist and they are doing everything they can to bring people and investors into their country.